We'll start.
ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्ददामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी.
So this is actually first class. Last class was this introduction. So we will have a few minutes we will spend in the points which was not covered in the last class in introduction. Then we will directly go to the teachings, back to the context. So here somebody had also questioned to compare and to tell about Bhagavatam, Mahabharata, and also Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavatam is the composition of Vishnu's avatars. So in the 10th skanda, Bhagavatam is in skandas. In 10th skanda, Krishna avatara is there. So Krishna's role in Mahabharata will come in Bhagavatam. Other than that, so many other avatars also there in Bhagavatam. Now Mahabharata has got 1 lakh verses. Out of that, just before the war, Bhagavad Gita is in 700 verses, but 701 verses will be there. One they have added to the 13th chapter. Totally Bhagavad Gita has got 18 chapters. So 13th chapter, first sloka they have added because first sloka it started with the Bhagavan's teaching. Kshetra Kshetrajna Vibhaga Yoga. So it started teaching. So there should be a question from Arjuna. They have added 1 sloka. So it is 700 sloka, 701 sloka we get. Okay, this is about the some questions was there about Bhagavad Gita, Mahabharata and Bhagavad. Now coming to our this thing. Word to word meaning some people were asking, but that is not the exact thing our plan and designing this program. The designing of this Bhagavad Gita teaching, because I am not a traditional teacher, I have already told, it is better what you can take from Bhagavad Gita and implement in life, and you don't go deeper into the word to word meaning, because Bhagavad Gita is one of the 3 basic granthas, that is Upanishads, Brahma Sutra and Bhagavad Gita. Based on this Prasthanatrayam, it is called. Based on this Prasthanatrayam only, different philosophies have come. Just like Advaita, there is Dvaita and Visishta Advaita. So 3 philosophies: Dvaita, Visishta Advaita, Advaita. All these 3 things are based on Prasthanatraya. So we are discussing here Advaita as per Adi Shankara Bhashya. So word to word meaning is not required. If it is there, you can refer, websites are there. Please refer to Advaita meanings. Very important. So that is what again I am telling. Take what is to be implemented in your life from Bhagavad Gita and implement. And don't try to find what all things Bhagavad Gita is teaching, then you will get lost. It is not, one Janma is not possible, because there is like 5,000 years and how many commentaries are done on Bhagavad Gita, it is limitless. So this is very important thing. So that I have done it, what is to be implemented from Bhagavad Gita, and by God's grace, I am getting the benefits. So this is another thing about tell about the introduction. So every class we will spend some time on introduction. Now I told already that Bhagavad Gita is the user manual for this sophisticated body, mind, sense, intellect complex. So this elaborately we will discuss how Bhagavad Gita is the user manual. It teaches everything what we can achieve with this body, mind, sense, intellect complex. Karya Karma Sangada they call in Sanskrit. So normal life and also religious life, spiritual life, the excellent way of taking the life and achieving all the things possible using this body mind complex, including the ultimate self knowledge, Atma Jnana. So our goal should be the self knowledge. Then all other things become easier. Managing the life, managing the routine, managing the office, managing the family, to be dealing with the society, everything is possible, provided if you use Bhagavad Gita for achieving the goal of life, that is self-knowledge. That is Adi Shankara is things are explained as pinnacle of personality development for the transaction life. So that is why Advaita is everything is in one. It accommodates everything. It is the final Vedantic understanding Advaita. So now this is Adi Shankara's Bhashyam starts from Lord Krishna's teaching. Before that, the user manual. How this is a user manual? That we will get to know from Lord himself. Because Lord is telling in the 4th chapter to Arjuna, in the 4th chapter, first verse onwards, that this is not the first time Gita Upadesha. Means the essence of Gita was already told by Lord Vishnu to the sun god Vivaswan. Then from Vivaswan it came to Manu, then Ikshvaku. This Lord himself tells in 4th chapter, first verse onwards, 3 verses. So that is what we are starting. How Bhagavad Gita is the user manual for this human race, mankind, for achieving everything in life. That we will start with the sloka, 4th sloka, 4th chapter, 1st sloka.
चतुर्थोऽध्यायः श्रीभगवानुवाच इमं विवस्वते योगम् प्रोक्तवानहमव्ययम् विवस्वान्मनवे प्राह मनुरिक्ष्वाकवे ब्रवीत् एवं परम्परा प्राप्तम् इमं राजर्षयो विदुः सकाले नेह महता योगो नष्टः परं तप स एवायं मया तेभ्य योगः प्रोक्तः पुरातनः भक्तोऽसि मे सखा चेति रहस्यं ह्येतदुत्तमम्.
Now brief meaning will be shared. It is simple one and there is nothing much to explain. She will be reading the brief meaning.
Sri Bhagavan said, I taught this imperishable yoga to Vivaswan. Vivaswan taught it to Manu and Manu taught it to Ikshvaku. Handed down from generation to generation in this way, the kings who were sages knew it. But with the long lapse of time, O Arjuna, this yoga has declined in the world. Today, that same ancient yoga has been told to you by me because you are my devotee and my friend. This is indeed a profound secret.
Now you got all required things to consider and to make the best use of Bhagavad Gita for your all walks of life. So this is very important. It comes from Lord's mouth itself. That is on 4th chapter. These are all very important thing. So then why I am not telling you it is the user manual and everything, because it is told by Lord himself. It is for mankind. Okay. Now let us see from the beginning. There is some excellent personality development skills are there to understand from the Lord himself. Last week we saw how the chapter started with Arjuna's lamenting, nervousness and everything. We have clearly started, and it ends with one sloga that is not covered last time. That is the 32nd verse. Na kangshe vijayam Krishna, nacharajyam sukanicha, kim no rajyena govinda, kim bhogai jividenava. He is ending with this sloga that I don't want any kind of higher desires like kingdom and everything, having killed those people. After this, we should learn from Krishna how he listened Arjuna. 15 verses Arjuna was telling so many things. He was imagining the fear of the total kingdom going absurd because of the war. He was imagining, and he was having nervousness to start the fight. So 15 verses Bhagavan listened. Here only we have to give importance. We should be a good listener to become a good teacher, or whatever way, how you have to implement and to improve in your life. The listening skill also we have to learn from Lord Krishna. He listened 15 verses. Then the second chapter, Lord started his not teaching, his reaction, his response. He saw Arjuna in such a situation, there is no need to help him now, because he has to be shaken. So he used some 5-6 words just to hurt or prick or shake Arjuna. So that is second chapter, second verse. We will listen second and third combined together.
भगवानुवाच कुतस्वाकश्मलमिदम् विषमे समुपस्थितम् अनाययुक्तमस्वर्ग्यम् अकीर्तिकरमर्जुन क्लैब्यम् मास्मगमः पार्थ नैतत्त्वय्युपपद्यते क्षुद्रम् हृदयदौर्बल्यम् यत्त्वोत्तिष्ठ परम् तप.
Now the brief meaning. Sri Bhagavan said, O Arjuna, in such crisis, from where has this despair come upon you? It is unbecoming of an upright man and does not add to your fame, nor does it lead you to heaven. Partha, Arjuna, do not yield to unmanliness. This does not befit you, the scorcher of enemies. Give up this lowly weakness of heart and get up.
Now we will have a few minutes discussion about how Krishna tried to shake Arjuna. First he is asking from where all these things have suddenly come. The warfield, he has to be ready with strategies and start employing the strategies. But whereas it is diagonally opposite. He was having nervousness, he was telling his own views, apprehensions, anticipations, all negative things. It is not the place for all these things should never come to my ears. Come ready there and prepared. So from where all these things have come? Kudasva Kashma. Now next word he is using anarya jushtam. Means, you see, what is to be done at the correct time, correct place. That is arya in one of the meaning for arya. Anarya means what is not to be done is wants to do. Means what? He is telling, I cannot kill. I will now also, after this also one or two slokas are there. He will again tell, I can live on alms. So all these things is not to be discussed in warfield. He has to do the strategies. So anarya jushtam. Then asvargyam. He is a royal prince, most courageous and accomplished prince of Yudhishthira. So he has to keep the law and order, like defense minister. But what is he doing here? So law and order maintenance will lead to Kshatriyas, whether even if they die, to Swarga. This kind of thing, what is he telling and wants to do, will be opposite to that, means Aswarga. Then Akirtikaram. If Arjuna wants to live, or if he leaves the field, then what will happen to other Pandavas, other soldiers? All will leave the battlefield. And Arjuna's this telling is what? Because of compassion, not fear. But what Duryodhana will totally change the story. He will tell what? Arjuna was afraid of the army, our army, Gaurava's army, and ran away. Along with Arjuna, all Pandavas ran away. Because this is what Akirtikaram. So these three words he used: Anarya Jushtam, Asvargyam, Akirtikaram. Then next verse is Krishna uses more hurting words. That is Traibyam, then Shudram, then Hridaya Daurbalya. These three words are more stronger. Traibyam meaning is unmanliness is a very decent translation. So you know. So unmanliness, from where it has come. That story is over. Arjuna's some Ajnanavasa. You should not behave like a eunuch in the war field, you know. How Bhagavan is shaking, whipping with his tongue. Bhagavan is whipping Arjuna with his tongue. This is what required when people with 90% of things are okay, 10% gone means they recollect the 10% negative things and the 10% willing to use 50%, they go to depression. So that is not treatment here, not helping. So he is whipping Arjuna with his tongue. Klaibyam. Then lowliness, that is Shudra means meanness, silly. These kind of words he is using in the second and third verse of second chapter. Then Hridaya Daurbalya means weak-heartedness. Arjuna's, Arjuna's 10 names are recited, and they teach to even children when the thunder comes to get the courage and to protect from thunder. That is what Arjuna. That kind of Arjuna is telling like this means Bhagavan was trying to correct him with words. But what happens next means again he is bringing Drona and Bhishma and how can I put arrow against my grandfather and teacher who are worshipping. After that, Arjuna is totally helpless, and finally he tells few little bit meaningful words and surrendering to Krishna. In the 7th verse and 8th verse of second chapter, we will discuss this 7th and 8th verse together.
स्वभावः पृच्छामि त्वां धर्मसम्मूढचेताः यच्छ्रेयस्यां निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेऽहं साधिमां त्वां प्रपन्नम् न हि प्रपश्यामि ममापनुद्यात् यच्छोकमुच्छोषणमिन्द्रियाणाम् अवाप्य भूमावसपत्नमृद्धम् राज्यं सुराणामपि चाधिपत्यम्
Overcome by faint-heartedness, confused about my duty, I ask you, which is definitely better for me. Please tell me. I am your student. Please teach me. Who has taken refuge in you? I do not see anything that will remove the sorrow that dries up my senses. Even if I were to obtain an unrivaled and prosperous kingdom on earth and sovereignty over the denizens of heaven.
Now this 8th verse and 7th verse, this can be discussed together. She is doing two things in this 7th and 8th verse. That is why Lord is starting the Bhagavad Gita teaching after these two verses. Because Lord is judging Arjuna. How much he is helpless and his condition after listening, he has brought down his Arjuna's confusion to a certain level, and Arjuna is slightly telling reasonable things in these two verses. So here, the very important verse, that is 7th verse, Karpanya dosha, Kripana. Kripa is daya, but Karpanya is miserliness. Means miserliness means the miser, is so having so much kripa on his own wealth that he doesn't use. He doesn't use for himself or others. And the highest miser is that he will go on keeping his whatever thing, assets or finance. That is, if the his condition becomes worse at the time required. Condition becomes worse at the time required. Like that, he will be keeping. Finally, he will not spend for himself or others, and he will die. So that is what Kripana. Like this, here, how is the context means? We have to use our Karya Karma Sangada, body-mind complex. So that way we can connect. This is the very, very sophisticated. I told already, it's a hard-earned gift by ourselves, blessed by Lord. So, if we don't use it for ourselves, and if we don't use it for others, it is what? Miser. That beautiful connection you have to understand. So, we should not be a miser. No? The gift has to be used properly. For our use, for others' use. So, this way he starts, and in the context, one more important word is, he is surrendering as a student. So far he was the master and Lord Krishna was the driver. Now the opposite thing happens. Arjuna became a student, and Lord Krishna became Yogacharya, the teacher of the Bhagavad Gita for the mankind. It is again he is teaching. Already 4th chapter is told, it comes from one after another. Afterwards it was lost. Now because Arjuna surrendered as a student. So here two more analysis is done in the 8th chapter, is the 8th verses. Here he is telling that is whatever may happen, even if I get this kingdom here, or even I die and go to Swarga, I cannot take a decision now. So here Krishna is seeing the highest degree of dispassion. See, I don't want anything in the world, I don't want in the heaven also. Iga mutrartha pala bhoga viragaha. This is what Vairagya. So that way Krishna understood that Arjuna has got some kind of Vairagya for the pleasures of earthly kingdom or Swarga. So this is a very good thing. So Arjuna's two things. One is surrendering as student, and the another is showing some kind of dispassion prompted Bhagavan to start the teaching, the beautiful verse the verse number 11 of second chapter.
श्रीभगवानुवाच अशोच्यानन्वशोचत्वम् प्रज्ञावादाश्च भाषसे गतासु न गतासुश्च नानुशोचन्ति पण्डिताः
Sri Bhagavan said, "You grieve for those who should not be grieved for, yet you speak words of wisdom. The wise do not grieve for those who are living or for those who are no longer living."
See, this brief meaning is very difficult to understand. That is why Bhashya is there and commentary, discussion on Bhashya. This is like a sutra. So here Bhagavan is telling in such a fashion, such a way that Arjuna's grief is not at all worth. So he is bringing the words, he is grieving for such thing which should not grieve. And wise people don't grieve for those who are living or those who are dead. So all these things are centered on death. So why death is taken? See, death in any circumstance, it is one of the most sorrowful thing in any religion also, most of the religions. And even if old age death, afterwards, okay, the ceremonies and everything may be like making a lot of dishes and eating, that is not thing. But initial, when we meet the person whose mother, father, grandmother, grandfather, whoever died, we won't congratulate, we will console. Sorry, or something like that. We will. That is what that Indian custom, and every Western also, mourning is there for death, and death is considered to be the most sorrowful for the living being and also a human being. Now also we are saying first when worldwide things happen, this pandemic. First protection is life, then livelihood. So here Bhagavan is taking the example of wise people. Who is wise? So indirectly he is telling Arjuna is not wise. So that will come afterwards. He is telling wise people do not lament for those who are living, those who are dead. We will analyze this. This is the starting sloka of Bhagavan's teaching. So here we have to spend some time. Then we have to explore how Bhagavad Gita is the user manual. So that path we will take, and then again this is one of the very profound sloka. So afterwards again we will take up this sloka and proceed with the teaching. So this teaching will start, then we will find out how Bhagavad Gita is the user manual, then come back to teaching. Here death is taken, I told you, and here there is one more Nyaya is there in the Vedanta teaching, that is Pradama Malya Naya. Means boxing and everything is there, still is going on, I think. If you want to become world champion of boxing, you have to defeat only one person, the champion. Not like Wimbledon league match and everything. So here, death being the most sorrowful thing, if you can tackle death, or if you become fearless of death, you will be fearless of anything in the life. So that is the reason here Bhagavan is telling about the people who don't lament for those who are dead and everything. Now, here death is associated with what? Death is associated with body. So that kind of discussion also will come, that you are not the body, mind, intellect. That is also one path, very long one we were discussing for 11 classes. And here there is Relative methods are there to console and absolute methods. So relative methods also may not be useful because again Arjuna will come for asking advice. Advice is not required here. Here Bhagavan is teaching the absolute method, that is the knowledge. So death and what knowledge? That you are not the body, you are not the mind. Who are you? Atma. That is self-knowledge. So what Arjuna is lacking, Bhagavan has found, he is lacking self-knowledge. This self-ignorance has made him to totally take the transactional life as the absolute life, as if he is killing Bhishma, he is killing Drona. So this totally Bhagavan wants to attack the root cause for this fear. This total confusion is based on fear that he, being the body of Arjuna, he is killing the people and identifying others as Bhishma, Drona with their body and mind. So that is why Krishna is teaching the Atma Jnana. The root cause, only if the root cause is taken and removed, then Arjuna can change his decision totally himself. Not because Krishna's advice, not because Krishna's support. Arjuna has to stand and fight. That we already saw in the last class. That is, Nashtam Mogaha is telling Arjuna and start fighting. So Arjuna is, through Arjuna's ignorance is totally removed by Lord Krishna in so many verses that we will enjoy when we come back to this context. Now, for Arjuna to understand, main thing, the understanding has to happen in the mind. In the mind. So, about the mind also we will discuss something. Then, the focusing of mind, all these things we will discuss. Then, the preparation, qualification, and the byproducts, the benefits, benefits we will discuss, because that is what you are all interested also, that we will not miss. It is there in the Bhagavad Gita, the benefits of byproducts. Then again we will come back to this subject of Vedanta, that is self-knowledge. So we will go to the next verse.
उद्धरेदात्मनात्मानं नात्मानमवसादयेत् आत्मैव ह्यात्मनो बन्धुः आत्मैव रिपुरात्मनः बन्धुरात्मात्मनस्तस्य येनात्मैवात्मना जितः अनात्मनस्तु शत्रुत्वे वर्तेतात्मैव शत्रुवत्.
This verse makes it very clear that you have to save yourself, that you should not destroy yourself or allow yourself to be destroyed. For that, self, who has mastered oneself by oneself, the self alone is a friend of oneself. Whereas, for the self who has not mastered oneself, the self alone would remain in the status of an enemy, like an enemy.
See, most important thing required in this type of circumstance is mind. Because the mind has to receive the teaching. So, with mind only, a person can improve, and with mind only, a person can degrade himself or herself. Manaseva, one verse is there, I will try to tell next week. For Bandha also, for Moksha also, mind only is the reason. With the mind only, we have to improve ourselves, and with mind only, people abuse and degrade. When we use our mind, mind becomes our friend. When the mind uses us, mind becomes enemy. So these two verses are very important because mind is the main thing. We saw some previous classes also mind control. So there also a lot of things are discussed about how to control the mind. So this mind is the main thing. For the mind, what are the things initially we have to do with the mind for this teaching is discussed in about 2-3 verses. That we will discuss and we will go to the preparatory techniques.
नेहाभिक्रमनाशोऽस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते स्वल्पमप्यस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भयात् व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिः एकेह गुरुनन्दन बहुशाखास्यनन्ताश्च बुद्धयो व्यवसायिना अन्यस्याश्रद्धधानस्य संशयात्मा विनश्यति नायं लोकोऽस्ति न परः न सुखं संशयात्मनः.
In this verse, there is no waste of effort, nor are the opposite results produced. Even very little efforts protects one from great fear. Arjuna, the descendants of Kurus, there is a single well-ascertained understanding. The notions of those who lack discrimination are many, branched and innumerable indeed. One who has no discrimination and who has no faith in the Shastra and the teacher, and one who has a doubting mind perishes, because for the one with a doubting mind, this world is not there, nor the world beyond, nor happiness.
There are 3 verses taken. First is the 2.40. Neha Vikram Nashasti Tatyavayo na vidyate Svalpam abhyasya dharmasya Trayade mahado bayat. Then next is Vyavasayatmika buddhi Ekeha kurunandana Bahushakasta anandasya Buddhayo vivasayina. Here, the self-knowledge and availability in the market. Spiritual marketing is happening. Spiritual marketing. You can see how many types of philosophies are there, how many spiritualisms are there. You have to be very careful. So that is why what you want, you should know. If you go to this spiritual marketing place and start guru shopping. Guru shopping is another word Pujaswami is using. These two, if you try, then the total life will be a waste. And never do this for just academic knowledge and interest and everything. That is another big wastage. What will happen when we go old? We will forget everything. At the time, I will study this, I study this, one more samsara, one more lamenting will be there. I studied so many things, nothing I am not remembering now. What is the use? That is what these 3 verses are selected. So, Bahushaka means so many varieties if you spend your time. Varieties of what? Same thing. Spiritual learning. Little bit from here, little bit from there. And I am not understanding from here anything, go to another guru. So, like that, people are there for exploiting means why we should fall prey to them. We respect them, we say salute and go. Where you get what you want, there you proceed. You want to get rid of the fear. You want happiness. You want satisfaction. You want total security. Which philosophy gives this? You find out. Only one in the world. Non-dual. Your religiousness is required. Bhakti is required. Ashtanga Yoga is required. And in the user manual I told the slokas, that is the basic thing for Karma Yoga. That is how we have to use this body-mind complex. Actionlessness will not help. Action has to be there. That will come few slogas that I implemented. That will come afterwards. So, for doing action, what should be the attitude? That is what Karma Yoga. So, those things are preparatory technique will come. Now here, we should not allow the intellect to branch here and there. Not to try what all there in the market. What you want, happiness, satisfaction, peace and security. Where is it available? Logically, without believing, no belief. Belief is not required. Faith is different, trust is different, hope is different, belief is different. In this one, you can have other three things to some extent other than belief. That we already discussed. Faith. Faith is there. There is validity to the scriptures. That kind of validity. What? That is a separate instrument of knowledge. Like eyesight, ear and everything I discussed already. The sixth pramana. That kind of faith in the scriptures. Then trust in the teacher. Then hope. We discussed long back, maybe 1-2 months before. Hope is a very good word. When I am having some severe disorder, we go to a specialist with some hope. That hope you can have, but no belief. So these are the things will come only if you are very clear in the pursuit. What I want. So that kind of thing is very important without branching the intellect. Then 40 verse he is telling Neha Vikramanashasti. In this undertaking, there is no wastage. Already we discussed 6 chapters, 6 slokas. Then Neha Vikramanashasti Pratyavayona Vidyate. There is no Pratyavaya dosha. The Karma Yoga, if you do as advice as taught by Lord Krishna, there is no Pratyavaya dosha. Pratyavaya dosha means that is, I have to do a thing. If I do the thing, the benefits will not be too much. But if I don't do the thing, there will be a problem. Many things are there, no? Paying tax, you have to pay. By paying tax, you will not get any big thing. But if you don't pay, I am not discussing the method to avoid tax. So those things are not correct here. But the very simple advice our Swamijis are giving is for Pratyavaya. Means if you do it, okay. If you don't do it, problem will be there. Simplest thing in the daily routine. Taking bath. Taking bath, if you do, okay, it's a new thing. But if you don't take bath, it's a problem for you and others. So, this is kind of Pratyavaya dosha will not be there in this. If you don't do Karma Yoga, you may be having all these things. If you don't do properly, what is that? See, for example, when you are doing an action, you can do it for result or you can do it for purifying your mind. So, here Karma Yoga is for purifying your mind. That's what. Karma Yoga we already discussed. Do legitimate actions and take the results in Samatva Buddhi. That's one way. Another way, do the action as an offering to the Lord. Legitimate action. Do it as an offering to Lord and take the result as prasada. So in this way, there is no Pratyavaya dosha. There is no means what? If you do legitimate action itself, it can give you legitimate is very important, dharmic action. So Karma Yoga will add up value to your work. By purifying your mind, Karma Yoga, just to briefly explain, it will purify your mind, and we already discussed mind is required for self-knowledge. So mind is the main thing, there only intellect only, in the intellect only the understanding happens, that is shifting the identification from body, mind, intellect or soul to Atma. So here, how mental purification is so significant is our happiness analysis you can bring here. That is, Atma is the source of happiness, satisfaction, peace and security. Not able to feel it as body, mind, intellect. It is not continuous and everything. Then we discussed small points about normal happiness. Normal happiness, when you get your own dish, what happens, all these things we discussed in our Vedanta Simplified. So, three things happens when your favorite things comes near your sense and everything. Sense. So what happened? Nirmalatvam, Nishchalatvam, Nishkamatvam. These three things happens in the mind. First is Nirmalatvam, pure mind, impurities go away. Then Nishchalatvam, no wavering. Then when your favorite dish is there, whatever that, momentarily there is no desire. In this still mind, the source of happiness is reflecting in the mind. You think that you are getting it from the senses. That is okay. Legitimate happiness is okay. But you understand this and you can have your own dishes and everything. But without understanding, then think that the sense is giving happiness is a foolishness. So when you understand this, whether you get your item or not you get your item, I am the source of eternal happiness, satisfaction, peace and security. I can abide in myself and enjoy everything. So for this, first thing is required is purity of mind. Purity of mind comes from, we will see, we are discussing in the other class. Tomorrow is group discussion, I tell you. There is Vivek Chudamani, Sadhana Chatushtaya Sambandham, discrimination, dispassion, discipline and desire for these things. And then most of the things are covered by Karma Yoga, purification of mind. And Karma Yoga is such a thing, it can happen in a very good manner in Grahastha Ashrama, in family life. Because for neutralizing your likes and dislikes, that is the family life is one of the very good ashrama. So that can happen and mind purification will go, then we can mature our mind. So these three verses are very important. One more point is that is doubts. Samsaya means those who are having doubts either in the teaching, you can ask questions. That's why doubts are totally different from belief. The belief will tell, means if you have to believe, they will tell you should not have any doubt. You have to just agree what we say. Don't ask any question. Just blindly follow. No, we are not telling here like this. Absolutely the opposite. Ask question, ask question. That's why tomorrow's group discussion, we have to bring the question from yourself. Otherwise, I will ask question. So that is not group discussion. So here, so this doubt is one of the biggest enemy. Especially in Advaita philosophy, you will be taught such things which no other any spiritual science or teaching doesn't teach you. That you are not this body, you are not the mind, you are not the soul, you are the sustainer of the universe. So that teaching, when you want to assimilate, these qualities are very, very important. Eligibilities. One of the things is that no doubts on the teaching. You can have questions, logical and science background. And then conviction and contemplations are required. So this is what this three verse says, 2.40, 41 and 4th chapter, sloka number 40. Now we will, seeing the time, we will go to further thing, and the next one will be still about the
Yattadagre vishamiva pariname mrutopamam tatsukham satvikam proktam atma buddhi prasadajam vishayendriya samyogad yattadagre mrutopamam pariname vishamiva सुखं राजसंस्मृतम् यदग्रे चानुबन्धे च सुखं मोहनमात्मनः निद्रालस्य प्रमादोत्थम् तत्तामसमुदाहृतम्.
This sloga she will tell brief translation, then I will explain. 373839, 18th chapter.
Which in the beginning is like poison, and when there is transformation is like nectar. That happiness is called Satvika, born of the clarity of self-knowledge. 18.38. That happiness from the contact of a sense organ with its object, which in the beginning is like nectar, and when it changes is like poison, is considered Rajasa. 18.39. That happiness, which in the beginning and at the end is self-deluding and born of sleep, laziness and indifference, is called Tamasa.
So these three slogas are taken from a set of around 18 plus 2, 20 slogas. In the 18th chapter, Lord is telling the influence of Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, the three qualities, that is knowledge, wisdom, happiness, all Sattva, then hyperactiveness, all these things, Rajas, and dullness, inertia, and everything is Tamas. So this influence of these three things separately discussed in 14th chapter, Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga. In 18th chapter, Bhagavan is telling the influence of these three gunas in 6 aspects of understanding, teaching and doing things in the world. See, that's why user manual. Everything is there in Bhagavad Gita. The 6 aspects are the influence of these three things with respect to actions, with respect to knowledge, with respect to doer. I am the doer, notion. I am the doer, I am the experiencer. So, from the point of doer, that is action, knowledge, doer. Then, from the point of intellect and from the point of determination. Sattvic determination. What? This listening. I will listen. We listen. If I don't get benefit, I will increase my eligibility. Again, repeat listening. Determination. Then, finally, Sattvic happiness, Rajasic happiness, and Tamasic happiness. So, for sample, I have taken these 3 slokas. Yattadagre Vishamiva. Pariname Amritopamam. Tatsugam Sattvikam Proktam Atma Buddhi Prasadam. மூத்தவர் வாக்கும் முது நெல்லிக்கையும் மும்பல் கைக்கும் பின்ன மதிர்க்கும். Any Malayali is there? Anything around? Jasna is there. So initially it will be tough, bitter, difficult, unusual, unpleasant, maybe undesirable also. But when it progresses, it gives. I told no. When you approach a hill station in summer, you will feel the pleasantness. That kind of pleasantness in the mind you will feel. These are all from experience and learning. So, that is what this sloga I have taken specially to tell you. This person may be little, not that climbing the mountain and difficult and getting injury and everything. No. You will not fall down and everything. That is what Pratyavaya dosha is not there. Even if you don't understand, you will not get into problem, provided your mind is focused, what I want. So that is what, so many guarantees, so many incentives, so many motivations. Still if people don't have, I can only pity. So here, initially it be poisonous, Vishamiva. Pariname Amardopamam, nectar. But the second sloga, initially if you indulge in sense pleasure, you know what happens later. Or the senses will become weak and no enjoyment, and the senses cannot do its job also. Vishayendra Samyoga Yattadagre Amurdopamam. Initially Amurda. Pariname Vishamiva. Tatsukam Raja Samskrita. Finally, that totally bad mentality, attitude. Yadar Krejanu Bandecha Sugam Mohanam Atmanam. Nidralasya Pramadoptam Tatsukam Tamasam. See, in this sloka you see, from the beginning to end, same kind of pleasure. What pleasure? Dullness pleasure. Pleasure in the dullness. It's happening to most of the people. The example is given is what? Nidra. Nidra pleasure is not satvika pleasure. How you get whatever thing, pleasure or peace of mind or whatever thing. Refreshing happens because of our cycle. 24-hour cycle, some rest is required, body gets rest, that is refreshment. That is not taught here. Otherwise, what happiness you get in Nidra, it is not because that you are totally secured. All these things are not because of this. Only because you don't remember your problems. You are totally forgetting your problems. That appears as your happiness or peace of mind. So that happiness is not here. And in this Satvika happiness content, self-knowledge, you will understand you are the sustainer of the world. Not only world, for 14 lokas. So that is what, this is Satvika pleasure, that is Tamasic pleasure. Tamas is predominant in sleep. Meditation is okay, Satvik predominant, but also during meditation you will get peace of mind. Afterwards, again coming out of the AC to the normal world, again, like that in the worldly struggle you will not enjoy the same benefit of meditation when you come out of meditation. So now, this is what? Tamasic pleasure. And indifference, laziness, all these things are tamasic pleasure. So you have to be after the sattvic happiness. That is first sloka. No? So initially I will take all trouble, and it is possible only when you are in this condition, listening condition, understanding condition, logical thinking condition, that is internalization, then getting into proper logical doubts, get clear, then contemplate your real Swarupa, be abide there, and then when you get into this any kind of conflicts and afflictions, we have already discussed how to neutralize with the learned knowledge to neutralize the worldly situation. So all these things are possible only if you take some initial trouble. So this is what this 3 slokas. Other 18 slokas, if you want, you can go through, starting from 20th sloka is giving introduction. After that, 21 onwards is analyzing Satvika, Rajasic and Tamasic with respect to action. Then I told you, knowledge, doer, then intellect, then determination. So waiting. So with this, I think it's near 9 o'clock, I think.
Yeah,
so,
1 more minute.
Yeah. So here we will end now. Then next week we will some introduction about all these things are required in every this thing. So there are 2 things, 2 advantages are there. The uncovered points about the introduction or motivation things we can cover. Then we will directly go into the preparatory technique. So next week we will take up the basic thing, food. What type of food is better for everything in life. So we will end the session now. Then we will have any questions and everything.
Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Harihi Om.